So you have read The Tempest on your own, and you have some thoughts about it. I've read your comments in the papers you submitted, and I'm kind of intrigued and I'm encouraged. Thanks. What I'd like to do now is go back over the play from a particular perspective. And this perspective is, what is the role of art? What do we learn from art? What does Shakespeare have to say about art and life? This is not an idea I came up with myself, although it does resonate with me and supports my own personal philosophy about the arts. The general idea comes from an introduction to a copy of The Tempest here on my shelf at home. The introduction appears in the Signet Classic Shakespeare edition, copyright 1964. The edition editor, Robert Langbaum, wrote the introduction. Art and life. For instance, at the end of the play, Prospero breaks his magic wand, removes his magic robe, and resumes his role as Duke of Milan. He has been on the island for 12 years, raised Miranda, sequestered Caliban, and freed Ariel. That whole time he has honed his craft, read his books of spells, mastered the elements, become wiser. He understands the mistakes he made during turning his kingdom over to his brother, and how he was exiled in the first place. Now, with those who might have killed him on his island, Prospero might gain revenge, but he decides on a different course of action, not one of exacting revenge on the ones who would have not only harmed him but killed him, and Miranda too, but of exacting forgiveness. In other words, he is in control of the situation. In fact, in the play, as Langbaum points out, the only time Prospero's resolve appears to weaken is during the wedding celebration, when he is reminded of Caliban's treachery, and by association, his own brother's treachery. This is only a momentary lapse, however. He returns to his resolve and the point, his return as Duke of Milan. All along he has plotted Ferdinand and Miranda's union, and with that in mind, it's not rocket science to see that he is plotting a reunion with the King of Naples, his own brother, and the others. And this is where art comes in. Things are not that easy. Life is not that easy. Except that through art we might learn to see life in a way that opens possibilities for us. Exacting revenge on Alonso and Antonio might appear to be satisfying, but Prospero sees another way, uniting Miranda and Ferdinand in marriage and securing their future and the future of the Kingdom of Naples. Watching a play, reading a book, viewing a film, we go away from our problems, and we come back smarter and better able to deal with them, just as Prospero does during his 12 years on the island, just as the others do during their short stay, having been subjected to, some people would say, traumatic experiences. Yet this is considered a romantic comedy. 12 years is a lot to absorb. There's a lot of time to absorb things. It's a lot of time to think about things. Maybe what Shakespeare is saying is that art, while engaged in art, something happens to us so that once we have experienced it, we are better. Having watched that movie, having read that book, having seen that play, we come away better prepared for life. And what is the quality within us that accomplishes this feat? Perhaps it is through wonder and awe. The more we can engage in wonder through the arts, the more we allow for transformation. And I'm not saying that this is the rosy view of the eternal optimist. I'm simply saying wonder allows us to appreciate things as they are, and to find in them something that rejuvenates us, renews us, and spurs us on. It is the view of Miranda, of wonder and awe that is akin to that of a child's open-eyed acceptance and joy. It is something that Prospero manages and learns to keep alive, seeing even in his exile and near assassination something that allows him to find a type of joy and wonder in a situation, so that when he resumes life as the Duke, he will be better prepared to rule, because he knows that he is partially responsible for what happened to him. He's not going to allow that to happen again. With this in mind, it wouldn't be right or satisfactory for him to simply sit Ferdinand and Miranda down and explain what it is he would like them to do. No, he puts them through some trials and tribulations to test them, so that they will value each other in the experience. They will continue to see in each other the wonder and awe of their first meeting. Remember what Prospero says in Act 1, Scene 2, beginning on line 451. They are both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. And isn't this the way with anything, including reading this play? It's difficult. Or how about learning to play an instrument, a sport, learning a scientific theory? We are really all dealing with difficulties, lest too light winning make the prize light. So how has Prospero made things difficult for the characters so that when they will begin to see with wonder and awe their own situation, so that they will be more willing to accept change? How is Alonso won over? Even Caliban. He wants to ensure that Ferdinand will always cherish Miranda and Miranda Ferdinand. Let's uncover these as we look back. From this basic idea that art enriches life, that art is not a place where we can live necessarily, we can stay put, but one we pass through in order to live better. How is it that the art of this play creates in each character that sense of wonder from which opportunities spring from their situations? Perhaps in doing this we'll be able to see how this dynamic functions in our own lives. For your homework, today and tomorrow, return to Act 1 and try to figure out what it is that Prospero intends. You have read the play once, yet I am willing to bet that you will find surprises. You will be able to see with fresh eyes from the perspective of Prospero. See what he sees. See what he is trying to do with his tricks. Then choose two characters, say Alonso and Antonio. Describe how Prospero sees them and what he needs from them, knowing that he intends and will forgive them despite their transgressions. Which one is more vulnerable, more open to wonder? Which is not? Who is going to have more difficulty coming around? Make sure you include at least 3 passages, act, scene, lines, that you provide with the information you need to qualify your ideas, to support your thoughts. You will need to spend some time on this, but I'm willing to bet you can do this in less than an hour. Let's not say less than an hour, let's say an hour. I will provide you with a Google Doc to write down your thoughts and take notes. Good luck. I look forward to seeing what you have learned and sharing it with me.